Good morning and welcome to another edition of the Daily Fix. I am your usual host and presenter, Advocate Twala. Yesterday, I touched on the issue of the non-availability of witnesses, which necessitated the postponement of the MEYIWA trial to the 13th of October. Now, the issue that I was touching upon there, or that I was addressing yesterday, was that some of these witnesses are unwilling to come before court allegedly because they fear for their own safety. And I propose that measures be put in place to ensure that they appear before court. And these measures will among others, include witness protection. There's a witness protection program in South Africa. And under that program, witnesses can be provided with security to ensure that they come before courts of law to testify so that justice can be dispensed. So, under the circumstances that we find ourselves in where witnesses are unwilling to come forward, the only solution is to put in place this witness protection program so that they can appear before the Pretoria High Court. Because, you see, as the defense counsel struggle to get hold of these witnesses that are unwilling, the real likelihood is that some of them will not just turn up. And this is likely to weaken the defense case. To what an extent that will, impact on the outcome of the trial, well, only time will tell. But I can assure you at this early stage that the failure of some witnesses to come forward will seriously jeopardize the defense case. And that cannot be in the interest of justice. So some plan must be made to ensure that these witnesses come forward, to allay their fears, to reassure them that they will be given the necessary protection. The late advocate Tulani Mgomezulu actually alluded to this last year and indicated and placed it on record that he will be calling Kelly Khumalo, Chicco Twala, and Ivan Khoza. So this is nothing new. All that has to happen is somebody like Kelly Khumalo must be subpoenaed to appear before the Pretoria High Court. You see, Kelly Khumalo has always been so central to this trial. Of late, he is now being put out as the mastermind behind the killing of MEYIWA. That is a very, very, very important development. Because when Gininda testified about this, he provided no details. He was tendering hearsay evidence and provided no further details except to say that, Kelly Khumalo was the mastermind and that money had exchanged hands at the Basotho hostel. But he went no further than that. Asked whether there had been any electronic transfers of money between the accused persons and Kelly Khumalo, Gininda said that there had been no such electronic transactions, but that money had physically exchanged hands at the Basotho hostel. So Kelly Khumalo must be brought before the Pretoria High Court. Because another important thing would be that, calling her would be important in the sense that, for the first time, the accused persons were hearing from Gininda that they were in fact the foot soldiers of Kelly Khumalo. And this came as a surprise to them. And, the defense counsels and the accused persons were ambushed by these, disclosures by Gininda. So if Kelly Khumalo was the mastermind, she must then be called before that court to testify to her being a mastermind. Because you see, it is not the defense that placed her on record. It is the prosecution. So she must come before the Pretoria High Court, explain how she was the mastermind. Now, chances are Kelly Khumalo will not admit, we'll just rubbish the whole idea that she was a mastermind, because doing so would simply be incriminating herself. So that once she's called by way of a subpoena and she comes before the Pretoria High Court and refutes Gininda's own version that she's the mastermind, that will put the prosecution case in total, it will throw the prosecution case in total disarray. It will actually show that, this case is being fabricated as it proceeds. Because remember, at the beginning, this was a robbery gone wrong. And along the way, Gininda, to the utter dismay of everybody, Gininda then comes up with this version that Kelly Khumalo is the mastermind. But the most important thing that I'm bringing to you this morning is, you see, if witnesses are not willing to come before court for security reasons and other reasons, you see, this will jeopardize the defense case, because it will then mean that the defense will, have at its disposal some witnesses and not other witnesses. And for them to mount a serious defense, they have to, have all the witnesses in place so that they can tie all the knots together. Remember, here we're dealing with a 60,000 page record. So there are likely to be quite a number of witnesses. And there are a lot of controversies around this trial. So these witnesses will certainly have to come forward to come and clear up some of the many issues that, have cropped up in this trial. There are people like Absalom Zungu. Absalom Zungu has gone, viral over the media about the fact that he never, attested to any affidavit as Gininda claimed. So that will also be a very crucial person. And I'm told that Absalom Zungu is readily available to come and testify before the Pretoria High Court. So the defense must get his act together. Call those witnesses that are available. It is impossible to, to consult all witnesses. I mean, the record runs to 60,000 pages. You just have to consult some witnesses, bring them forward, get the trial going, and as the trial progresses, you can then tie the knots together. But like the late advocate Twala Mgomezulu said, bring Kelly Khumalo before that court. That will be an excellent, excellent starting point. Having said that, let me thank you for watching this video. Let me thank you for all the subscriptions and likes that I'm seeing. We are going to the 12,000 subscriber mark. And I know with your support, anything is possible on the Daily Fix. Having said that, thank you very much and have a wonderful, wonderful day.